Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the Second in Command podcast. My name is Timothy Simons.
I am Matt Walsh.
We used to be a Veep rewatch podcast, but now we do this. We examine the politics of cinema and cinema about politics.
And we also watch a lot of movies with presidents in them.
I just said that.
We have a great guest today, Tim. We have a great guest today.
We have a really great guest today. I feel like this is a good get for us.
It is. You're raising the profile of the show.
Lower your expectations. Go.
Okay.
We have Bradley Whitford. Sir Bradley Whitford?
What's left of Bradley Whitford?
We have the husk of Bradley Whitford in here today.
The memory of Bradley Whitford sits before us.
I am Hasbinius.
We like to ask hard-hitting questions here.
Great.
We get into it real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Here it comes.
Okay.
What's it like being handsome?
Usually it's good.
Yeah.
No. What?
You're a handsome guy.
No.
I just feel like you got
No,
it.
I actually feel like all kidding aside, it is really obnoxious how I get nothing but celebrated for aging.
Really?
Yes.
You are aging gracefully. As
You
someone
are.
who's seen you in many things through the years, you're very fortunate to you're hitting a nice look for yourself.
But like men do get celebrated for that.
Yeah.
And women get, it is
Harshed
it's something that my mom used to talk about, and my wife is an actor, Amy Landecker, here in Hollywood, and women have to struggle with this just sort of narrow, insane thing, and I am constantly getting smoke blown up my ass for not dyeing my hair.
Yeah. Well, it's brave.
easier.
It's gutsy.
It's gutsy.
They used to make me, and the problem with, it never works. The hair dyeing on a man for some mysterious reason. It always looks like I had red hair. It looks like a bee shat on my head or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was not convincing. Do you know the great John Slattery audition story?
No.
Oh my God, John, who's a great actor, dear friend. I always thought he was best actor in New York as I was coming up, and we get mistaken for each other all the time. I've turned into a twin of him.
Yeah.
I was just in Central Park. Guy came up to me and said, "I'm sorry to bother you, but we spent some time together 5 years ago, and a madman." And I go, "Not me." But quickly, this is just a good actor story. I should let John tell it, but I won't.
He gets a quarter.
Yeah. Okay. John had to audition
Out of your pocket. We don't really have the
not
budget.
us.
Yeah.
We don't have the budget for
This
that.
is not.
No.
Yeah, we're not generating revenue.
No, I know. John had to audition, I believe, to be the younger brother. This is in the 80s in New York of Sylvester Stallone. And I forget which casting director it was, but it was one of the good ones who wants you to succeed.
Mm-hmm.
And John got a call back to play Stallone's little brother, which, if you think about it, face-wise, oh, yeah, that could work, big action movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he says, John, you have to, you got to, John was like, is Stallone going to be there? No, you're going on tape, which was weirder back then. And John's like, oh, okay, I'm going on tape. And he's like, John, you need to dye your hair. And John's like, I don't want to dye
For the audition?
I don't want to dye my hair for an audition. He's like, John, I think you can get this. It is, it's a big 80s action movie, but you got to dye your hair, and you got to dye it, Stallone, Starless Night, Jaguar black. And John's house sitting at someone's apartment. He goes to the drugstore across the street. He gets, Just for Men, comes back, and for the first time he has to dye his hair, and he's got plastic gloves on, and he's putting it in his head. It's starting to stream into his eyes. It's starting to sting. He's waiting for 5-7 minutes, and then time's up. He reaches down to turn on the water, and the spigot just coughs. and he hears a jackhammer outside, which if you live in New York, you know means they've cut off the water temporarily while you're doing it. So he starts to panic, tries the sink. He's naked. He's dripping. The sink is not working. He goes across the living room into the kitchen. The kitchen sink's not working. Opens the fridge. There's half a bottle of Perrier. He tiptoes back into the bathroom, pours it on his head. It's like a science experiment, foaming, and he panics and does the only thing he can do. He gets on his knees and puts his head in the toilet.
No.
Yes. Sure. And then he goes to the audition, and he has a really good audition and does not get the part. But that's the actor's life. Like, if I stick my head where people shit, I might get a part.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so I will gladly do it.
I will
gladly do it.
Yes.
I have one more question, which have you, Bradley, been in a movie?
I thought it was a question for me. I'm glad you clarified.
Well, you can answer
no,
too.
that it was for Bradley. You
I
clarified
see you all
Bradley.
the time.
Yeah.
I see you all the time. By the way, nice Volkswagen. Tim has a wonderful Volkswagen commercial out. You have to see it.
Oh, really?
It's really good.
Best work I've ever done.
It's good.
I am obsessed with great acting in commercials.
Yeah, you're very good in it. This is the question. Have you seen something you were in, movie, TV, whatever, and then you realize those sons of bees took footage of me maybe before I knew the camera was rolling to get a reaction that I never gave them? Do you know what I mean? Like, manipulated in a way that they sort of change your character. Like, I know directors who will watch, like, if hold on, we got a plane outside, and then people are going like this, or they're rubbing their nose. They pull stuff from that.
Oh, wow.
Do you know what I mean? And
I've never had that specifically. I did a Clint Eastwood movie where I saw the movie and there was a lot of coverage of me when I did not know the camera was on.
Okay.
And he's famous for that.
Okay.
He does not, but I hate that sort of like manipulative.
That's what it is.
Director shit. Bless his soul, Matt Perry and I on Studio 60. I have a tricky thing with directors. You've worked with me. I'm not an asshole on the set.
Yeah.
But if I am totally honest, anytime, I think it's just the nature of acting. Anytime I've probably said this to you, any director says anything to me in my life, I've gone through 3 silent beats. Fuck you. I suck. Okay, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's vengeance, humiliation, and we all get to okay, what?
I get that reaction when Scripty comes up to me.
Yeah.
I suck. Okay.
Yeah. But we all go through it, but there's that like shame thing. So at Studio 60, these directors would come in and just say these like last minute devastating by the ways right before they go, we rolling, guys, quiet, are we rolling? Okay, we're rolling, and Brad, don't push for the joke, just say it. So, you know what I mean? Like some like devastating, and Matt and I would collect these things, and so when I got to direct him, I would make I go, hey, quiet, are we rolling? And we're ready, and you peaked 10 years ago. Action. There is no happiness. The reward is death. Action. Like they have no idea that you have to go through that bump.
Yeah. It's the manipulation of it. Go ahead.
This came up because on a couple episodes ago, Walsh was talking to a director named Susie. And it was really funny. Walsh brought this up and she made a very funny face like, I do that. Yeah. And I think there were some people that saw this clip and were like, that's just movie making. And I feel like there was a misunderstanding where it was like, I think Walsh was speaking to the manipulation rather than collaboration.
Exactly.
You know what I
it's
mean?
more like if you wanted that reaction, you can just give the actor the note Do you know what I mean? As opposed to like stealing it from some moment where they don't know they're on camera.
Yeah,
That's all.
It goes to like.
But it is a director's medium. We know that.
Yeah.
So we're in that game. Okay. You can't knock the hustle. You can't knock the hustle. It's their thing. They get final cut.
Yeah, I have been. There is no good director in the like the biggest. Not only name drops, but sort of great creative experiences I've had with directors. A really secure director knows that their self-interest will not be served if the actor thinks that the director knows better how the part should be played than the actor. To me, it's a version of good parenting. There's over-parenting, but you owe your kids the possibility of surprising you. And a secure director, and I'm telling you, like Spielberg just wants to see what wants to see what you're gonna do. A lot of fear-based, we've all done theater and film stuff. It's very funny to me. I don't care what the condition of the play is. You go to do a play reading and there's this like, this might work. Maybe we could make this work. And any filmed thing, there's the stench of fear. Like, what if we fuck this up? And it's because probably the money or something. And that leads to a lot of fear-based directing, and all I want from a director is like an honest interaction. So if somebody's doing that, by the way, Clint Eastwood, you don't know the camera's on because he was kind of traumatized and disrespected by directors on Rawhide. And he also said it's very hard to get a horse on a mark, and then these directors would come in and go, action!
Well, this is you are one of my favorite performers. And I know.
Where is he in your top 10? Just let's make it really specific.
Top 10.
Yeah, don't be afraid to hurt his feelings. If you're going to say he's one of your top, is he top 3, top 5, top 25?
I think top 25.
Okay.
Well, we're talking like all of...
Good spit take, Bradley. I hope, we got
well,
him.
I mean, this includes all of human history.
No, it's
That's our first spit take on the show.
Yeah.
That's
one
good.
of my... Oh, it's great.
That's my go-to spit take.
The dribble?
Let it dribble out.
Just the dribble. It's just...
And I love that if we pull a clip from later, Bradley's shirt is just going to be wet and nobody's going to
Sweaty.
know why.
It's like
The studio's hot.
Yeah.
God, Bradley was nervous. He's
Wow.
done so much big shit. This is like a
I know.
podcast with
I
like
know.
two dudes.
Really freaked him out.
Good thing we don't have lav mics because we would really be paying for them.
My milk came in.
One thing that I love is seeing just how many things you appear, and I brought this up when we first got to get like that. I had been rewatching RoboCop 3, and I was like, this fucking cast is stacked. It's got CCH Pounder, Rip Torn is in it,
Rip
Bradley's
Torn.
in it, and I just love seeing like the length and breadth of your career as a performer. And I think why I bring this up is because you have done this for so long, and I know that, like, I just said the words RoboCop 3, and then I'm going to say at a very high level. But like, when do you think you first acquired that confidence that you were just talking about? When it came, like, feeling like you weren't looking for a director to tell you what to do, or you know what I mean?
Honestly, I think it was the sort of cauldron of West Wing of. That was a brutal thing, far more brutal for the crew, but was this very intense, relentless obligation that I'm really, really grateful for. I didn't have that, and I think somehow during that, you sort of realized that was the first time I remember I am very upset when I see directors not trusting actors. Because I think in order to do this, it requires a kind of psychology of submission that I have spent my entire adult life trying to not transcend, but sort of make sense of, because it's somebody has to write something, somebody has to choose you. And the older I get, like when I watch someone directing Allison Janney, I want to throttle them.
Yeah.
Not that everybody, including Allison, needs an eye out there, but don't hire that glorious
machine of
beast unless you're going to let her out of the barn.
Yeah.
So it's been a gradual thing, and I really think until West Wing, where you were then dealing with directors, which it's a very tough job being an authority figure who comes in, and I have a lot of sympathy for that. But that's where I first started to feel more. An abusive director. I had a couple of really like DEFCON 5 abusive British acting Nazi theater directors, and I have the greatest privilege of my career is when people get abusive like that. I have been able now for a long time to just shut the fuck up, you're just you're just projecting your fear by abusing, sort of vulnerable people.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a very difficult thing for actors coming up to learn how to navigate.
All right. So if you like what you're listening to, guys, guess what?
You can find the rest of it on Patreon. All you got to do is you go to patreon.com/Second in Command and subscribe for $5 a month, and you have access to the entire Veep Rewatch catalog, which you cannot get anywhere else. Lots of bonus content, and
the rest of this episode,
the rest of this episode that you were enjoying. So we'll see you over there, patreon.com/Second in Command. And here's one other thing. If you sign up on your mobile browser or on desktop, you will avoid a 30% upcharge from Apple. So if you want to pay Apple more money to get the same content, you absolutely can. After you sign up on your mobile web browser or your desktop, you can then use the app and you won't get that 30% upcharge. Just letting you know.
I think I understand what you mean.